And to get things started right with the introductions, the man with 12 X Games medals and one of the most memorable moments in X Games history. Make some noise for the Golden Boy, Travis Pastrana!
Thank you, Apple. This event is going to be awesome this year. First rider-up, first time at X Games, part of the Metal Militia Kiss of Death Flipper. Welcome, Todd Potter. For his first time at X Games, this guy is bringing a brand new trick called the Bolt from Jabuku Canyon, California. Welcome, Kyle Loza. He claimed the gold, best trick 2003. Looking to do it again tonight. Give it up for Metal Militia founder, 8-time X Games gold medalist, Brian Deegan. Competing in his second X Games, going huge and crashing hard last year, representing France, Remy Bozois. From Phoenix, Arizona, only a second X Games appearance, king of the seat grab flips, give it up, Jim McNeil. Hailing from San Diego, California, a member of the Metal Militia and a first-time X Games competitor, make some noise, Jeremy Lusk. He's our gold medal winner from 2005, and this is his 8th X Games. He watched with 2 broken legs last year, back to top form. Welcome, Jeremy Twitch Stenberg. For his first time at X Games, driving a retired ambulance all the way from Minnesota to LA, welcome the Uber, Scott Murray. You're definitely going to have to give it up for that guy. He's going to go huge tonight. From Nevada with a bronze and silver medal already and looking to complete his collection, let's hear it, Adam Jones. Representing Switzerland, last year's best trick silver medalist, only 3 weeks after surgery on his right hand, Matt Rabo.
You don't understand to do what I can. Sometimes it don't make sense. I am what you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So I'll let go, watching you turn your back as you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here 'cause you're all that I got. I can't face the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be in no time.
Travis, thanks for the introductions.
Well, you've met your riders, and there's no question that Travis Pastrana put a definitive stamp on this competition last year with that double backflip. But the question remains, how long will that stamp last? It's now a question that's up for debate.
Double backflip, I hear people talking about it.
No, I'm sure someone will step to it eventually.
I don't really know if the risk to benefit factor is worth it. I'm pretty content with not trying it right now.
It's not the end of that trick. There'll be somebody who decides they want to do it.
So I just think it's just going to be some dude from out of the woods and just going for it. Just wants to come out and make a name for himself and ain't got nothing to lose.
If Rocky rode a dirt bike, you'd probably find him in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, in the tiny and ironic town of Helps. And you'd probably call him Scott Murray.
When Travis Pastrana did that double backflip and we were sitting there watching it, he pushed away the chair and he said, I wanted to be the first one to do that.
Yeah! Yeah!
I wanted to do a double backflip because I thought it'd be fun. With the X Games, Now it's more along the lines of a necessity.
He feels that he has to do that to win out there, and everything he set his goals at, he's done.
It's dangerous. I mean, the risk is phenomenal. There's a reason Travis doesn't want to do it again. For myself, it's an accomplishment thing. Being able to say that I've accomplished something that only a select few will ever accomplish. It's a commitment thing. Most guys have trouble committing to a single flip.
You're overtired right now, so you might want to take a break.
I don't see a double backflip being a commonplace trick. I don't see that ever happening. I don't think that anybody really has more to lose when it comes to a double backflip. You know, things are things, and whether you're Pastrana or whether you're me, you know, we're on separate ends of the scale here. Losing your life is not what anybody wants to do.
It's funny how Travis's double back was Moto's great leap forward, and Scott Murray's version, as you see him there, looking like he's in prayer, is the sport getting back to its roots when guys just threw tricks to see, well, if they could do it. We will see how a packed Staples Center house affects this rookie from the backwoods of Michigan.
Well, Sal, I'll tell you what, we thought that maybe the double backflip had ruined the sport of freestyle motocross, but riders continue to step up and step out as they risk life and limb to throw it down inside the Staples Center at X Games 13. Cameron Steele here alongside with Tess Sewell. Kimberly Pressler will be reporting from the floor, and I'll tell you what, Tess, we have a packed house here, and we have a packed house of maniacs. And when it comes to best trick, there are 3 different wrap options. One was driven all the way from Michigan, of course, but there are 10 guys going for gold. They're all willing to step it up a notch.
Oh, they are so going to step it up. Most of them going over the 75-foot. That's what Todd Potter is heading for. This kid, so young, one of the San Clemente posse.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me. Coming right out of the gates. You're saying San Clemente posse is one of my, I like to call them my kids. And
did you ever think these kids would be stepping up so big on the biggest stage out there?
No, and a kiss of death backflip. Basically a ruler throwing the bike out, extending the body completely. Tess, to be first up is heavy, but to be first up and have to throw that down, that is huge.
Actually, that's the best we've seen him throw. He was throwing them pretty hard in practice. Look at this. It's beyond the kiss of death. He now straightens out, and he's almost up and down. That would be a ruler flip, not a kiss of death.
Watch how hard he pulls it around at the end. You got to remember, when he releases the motorcycle and throws his legs out, it slows down the rotation. He's got to get back on and push around with his wrist. Now he gets an 87.40. I talked to Todd before the event. He didn't want to go first, he says, because notoriously the judges score the first rider lower because he's setting the bar. I'm going to say that was a huge trick. That might be enough to put him in medal contention, but we'll see as we move along. Kyle Loza, another first-timer in X Games, bringing a new trick, the Volt. Will he pull it off the 45-footer?
Whoa! Well, he managed to pull it. We saw a body burial just a couple of years ago, and Kyle Loza stopped that one tonight.
And they're going nuts for Kyle inside the building. He founded the Riders for Christ, very Christian background. They ride at the Saddleback Church. Watch him release, go to the side of the motorcycle, body burial. That's what they call it when you spin around. It almost looks like he hesitated to grab back on, like maybe he was thinking that I've got more time. Oh, you see, almost grabbed the clutch perch there on the left side. Actually, he did, but he righted it.
But look how much time he has. He twists in the air. Left hand is looking for the bars. Right hand's kind of underneath, but he manages to correct. He had all the time in the world.
Well, this is what it looks like in real time, and the only thing that I can say the judges could possibly ding him on is the fact that he's hitting the 45-foot ramp, where most of the other guys will be hitting the 75-foot ramp. That is the only thing you can say about 21-year-old Kyle Loza. You can see he's a guy that has his own style. Look, whoa! 94.20.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I would never have guessed that Loza's trick was so much bigger than Potter's.
I definitely would have never guessed that. I would have thought for sure that Potter would have been more in the mix with his score. Now, we talked about him going first, but Lowe's is stomping something we haven't really seen. We saw Chuck Brothers take the gold medal with the body burial in a different style. Speaking of gold medals, this guy has it from 2003. He was the first ever to put a 360 down under it. He is the kingpin from the Metal Militia, an OG, an original gangster of freestyle motocross. Brian Deegan, 10 medals to his count. Let's see what Deegs will throw down. Is he going inverted?
He's definitely going inverted. The question is, how big is the trick going to be once he gets upside down? Now remember, Deegan in the last couple of years has suffered all kinds of injuries. He's been broken every kind of way, but still he comes out and still he competes at the highest level. And look at the concentration. Look at the eyes piercing through those goggles.
Let's see, will it be a 360? Will it be a flip combo? Oh! And Deegs, a guy admittedly not comfortable with the backflip when it first started coming around. He's one of the first riders to do it. One of the first riders to do the competition. He crashed huge in Bakersfield a few years back doing it, but they're going for a heart attack backflip. It's a seat grab, extending the legs, but he wants to get straight out from the motorcycle. I don't think he got everything he was looking for.
Well, what it looks like, he comes off the ramp and he just kind of slows his rotation, and look, the front wheel hits when he gets to the landing. That could be a disaster if you're a little too late.
Let's talk about what we're doing. 10 riders, 2 shots at the jump, 5 judges. You are scored on your execution, how big your trick is, and guess what else? The landing, and that's what Todd Potter did, throwing a huge kiss of death backflip. He's been sitting in second place right now. We'll see. You know, he's one of the militia riders, so Deegan had to follow that up. He's happy, I think, just to be safe. Third place with an 82, definitely not where Deegs wanted to be, but I'll tell you what, he definitely wanted to be safe. His wife, his 2 kids, the whole family is in the house. It's just a cool thing to have him out here. Due up, let's not forget, Vizois, who is not afraid to invert McNeil. Lusk also to come, a first-timer to X Games, and first-timers already proving they have the gumption. Todd Potter inverting, extending, maybe not getting all the score he should have. He will go again later for a rebate. Loza bringing the heat. Don't go away, people. They're gonna risk life and limb when we get back.
Next at X. A devil's tower in the city of angels. Bikers make the climb and take their shot. Then the murderers rove Moto, put up, and step up. Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, X Games 13. Are you feeling lucky?
We are back inside the Staples Center. That is your leader in Moto X best trick, Kyle Loza. We've already seen Jake Brown show you what happens when things go wrong over in skateboarding big air. This is when it goes all right. Number 1, sitting atop the standings. The Volt is the trick. It is a body burial on the side of your motorcycle, and Kyle Loza threw it down.
Schick presents What to Watch For.
Well, we've seen one trick. Here's another we are planning on seeing tonight. Scott Murray's only the 2nd rider to ever complete the double backflip, although he hasn't done it to dirt. Murray accomplished this feat twice at home in Michigan. Will he throw it down for gold here tonight? That is a look at Scott Murray. First time ever in X Games, but also the first time he has ever competed in a competition test. That has got to be a massive amount of pressure for a guy from Upper Michigan.
It's not just a competition, it's the X Games. So He's come out on the biggest stage in the world to face guys like this Jim McNeil, Phoenix's finest.
And a seat grab backflip, and you can hear in our voices we aren't overly excited. That is because we have seen that from Jim McNeil before. He has possibly the prettiest seat grab backflip. That wasn't even one of his greatest, and that wasn't enough last year to get him a medal here at Best Trick. He got 5th. Tell me, is it a picture perfect, or does he miss a little bit, Tess?
Well, he gets a good poke out there, so for a seat grab backflip, he does extend the legs. He's got the grab, he's straight, and it's a good landing. That's everything you need in that trick, but I don't think it's going to be enough to even get in the medals tonight.
For my money, if you're going to throw that trick, he does get it poked out all the way and looks very solid. Jim's a great rider, great bike skills. He's going to be in freestyle later on in the week. But the one thing I didn't see is he didn't hold it. Hold your extension. If you're going to extend it all the way out, the longer you call it poking it out, the longer you can poke it and hold it, the better off you are. That's going to put him in 4th place behind Bizwa, who ran while we were in break, and he is sitting in 3rd right now. So we will move through the competition. 5 riders down in the first set of 2 runs. Tapping the head, Jeremy Lusk, the newest member of the Metal Militia, new to X Games competition.
Well, nice, the big seat grab, a big Superman Indian air backflip. He scissor kicked.
Come on, Tess, snap out of it. This guy just did a backflip on a 240-pound motorcycle, threw his body off the opposite rotation, and kicked his legs sideways for the Indian air, but it almost looked like he ran a little bit, kind of like a Tommy Clowers catwalk. Let's take a look at it.
One way, the other way, lands it. You know, that was clean, it was beautiful. I was overanalyzing the seat grab before, but this is a beautiful Superman Indian air backflip.
Now, I think that you and I will both agree that we think Todd Potter got jobbed by the judges. Do you think this is something that's going to impress the judges?
Well, that's a super solid trick, great landing, great execution. Potter was just a huge surprise zone. I think, unfortunately, he was...
Maybe the judges weren't watching. Oh, Luss on 85.60. That puts them in medal contention. Remember, they get 2 sets of runs. Their best run is the one that's going to count for Jeremy Lusk, who a lot of times has problems with the mental game. He gets a little frazzled when it comes down to it. And a guy that's coming back from a couple different injuries, the gold medalist from 05 in Best Trick, Jeremy Stenberg.
Whoa, that's a really nice trick from Stenberg. Big question is, was that an underflip or was it a whip out backflip? We're going to take a look at that replay and see, but did he really get the bike perpendicular to the direction of
I'm not going to give him. I'm not giving him an underflip on that. I think it was a corked out or crossed up backflip. Let's take a look. If you do an underflip, you don't want your back tire, your front tire to ever get behind the back. I don't know. I mean,
I'm going to call it corked out backflip. Look at it from above. Does he get 90 degrees?
No, I think it's a corked out or X up backflip. Great execution from Twitch. He has Tourette syndrome. He is one of the only original guys from the first ever Moto X event at X Games. Brian Deegan, one of them. Jeremy Stenberg, who was a feature in USA Today in the first one because of his Tourette syndrome, has never let it slow him down. I don't think that's going to be enough to put him in contention.
Wow, way down the score there. But a great execution. It's just showing these guys how big they're going to have to step up to even get into the medals.
His new shoes around his neck, I like it. Okay, the pressure time is on. Scott Murray has arrived. 1 backflip, double backflip in competition has been landed by Travis Pastrana. Let's take a listen to what Scott has been thinking this week.
You guys are more than I am. This is my first day, so. But
a lot different when you get here, huh?
Oh my God, dude, this is ridiculous. I walked in the building and I was like, I want to go home now.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, can I just reverse this a couple of weeks here and then everybody's happy? Yeah.
All right, Scott Murray running the number 8. That was his dad's baseball number. He has relatively no sponsors. He has brought his own ramp, which he towed 2,400 miles from Michigan, from upstate Michigan, never ridden in a competition before. We are standing up. Everybody in Staples Center is standing up. you should get off the couch and stand up right about now. Talk about the pressure cooker. Never been in a competition. Had to watch all these riders. Had to see all these people test. This has got to be a huge moment.
He's leaning down on his bike right now. The pressure is just massive. We know he can make it. We know he has it. But can he land it on dirt on the biggest stage in the world?
He's wearing dark sunglasses and an iPod. Here we go. Oh, he doesn't have the glasses on. Good news is that's his dad, Bruce Murray, watching on. The good news is he is up and moving around. Freestyle, they're trying to tackle the motorcycle now. Just so you know, when you crash sometimes, the throttle will ram into the ground.
That's the guy that actually shot the video everyone has seen from the tree, screaming when Scott landed on the resi mat, and a much tougher landing when something goes wrong here to dirt.
And as we had said, Scott Murray had never landed this trick to dirt. A lot of people were speculating coming in, including myself, that the pressure of being at the X Games, the people, the millions of people at home, it was going to be something that would be virtually impossible to overcome, but Scott has handled it all week, and to his credit, he went out, he threw his trick. It wasn't exactly perfect, but the good news is he got both rotations around. The bad news is if the rotations don't come around, the impact is going to be incredible.
Oh, and he's on his feet. That's unbelievable. He made the second rotation, just came up a little short. We talked about that with Brian Deegan. When you hit the front wheel first, that can be a very, very sad way to end. But look at this, Scott Murray walking to the top of the hill. He's got one more chance to claim it tonight.
And the crowd giving him props for the effort. He augured in, he came up short, nosed into it. Now you remember, he brought his own ramp. It is at 65.5 degrees, the takeoff pitch, which is what he wanted. Tess, where did this go wrong?
Well, I guess the question is, did he have enough speed when he came up and off the ramp? Look how slowly he approaches this ramp. Tries to get it all out of the bike. He's pulling hard and probably about a quarter turn too little.
I think right here he twists just a little bit. You see the bars coming up a little sideways to him. It might have taken a little time off of his spin. You can see him, he's fully committed. He doesn't start to put his hand off the handlebars until the very last moment. What you see running into the ramp is carpet that he brought from Michigan. He likes the traction off the carpet. X Games is all about you being able to do your biggest trick and be as safe as possible. He wanted the carpet, he wanted his own ramp. They made ramp adjustments for Travis last year. No different for Scott Murray.
And it's a common thing in Best Trick. We change things up. We allow you to bring some of your own equipment. But look at this. He just didn't get high enough. He didn't get enough pop off that ramp, and he kind of almost stalls out in the second rotation. If you look at him here, he's coming straight down right here.
Now after watching, the one thing I gotta tell everybody at home, if you haven't ridden a dirt bike, a lot of times when you crash it, here's the reaction from his pop. Dad Bruce thinking about running down there, but he also saw Scott get up right away, and there's Scott walking backstage, a 66. Man, I would have given him more than that just for trying.
I mean, he got at least one decent backflip in, but you know, this is the big stage. That's what we're saying. So you've got to go big and you've got to stomp it.
What I was saying is a lot of times when you crash on a dirt bike, the darn thing tackles you. It chases you down and tackles you. And with the impact, how he shoved the front tire down in, it could have ripped him apart with the throttle going wide open. Now let's move on. Adam Jones had to watch this go down, but I'm here to say he's an alternate, but he could win this thing.
He definitely could win this thing. He has some huge tricks. Wow.
A trick called the stripper, invented by Ronnie Renner, has just been thrown upside down in competition for the first time ever. Adam Jones is in because Nate Adams, one of the perennial favorites in our sport, was not able to compete. And Scott Murray still backstage. He looks like he's okay. We'll have to see if the bike is okay. Look at that extension. Foot through the bars. The other hooked up on there. Tess, you look excited about that.
That is a beautiful stripper. It's executed upside down. He's the only guy attempting this trick. He actually learned to do it on dirt. He didn't want to try it in the foam pit. He called a couple of days ago, said, I've got this thing. Came in as an alternate, and Nate Adams pulled out just a couple of hours ago and said, you know what, Adam, you're my friend. Why don't you ride? And I got a feeling he may be in the medals with this trick.
Well, I'll tell you, someone who's not going to like hearing that is Jeremy Lusk, who's sitting in third right now. Look at the extension. Not only is he fully extended out in front of the motorcycle, he completely pulls his head all the way back for a full body extension. It's basically half a Cordova in some ways. An old trick where you tuck the feet under the bars and lean back.
It's interesting, he still has not broken 90. So Loza is miles ahead of everybody right now as we approach, the last guy in this round and going into round 2. How big will anybody have to step up to take down Kyle Loza?
I'm just wondering if one of the other riders might just try the Volt for their first time right here to see if they can get a score. We've seen it happen before where the copycat thing goes down. Now, Matt Ribot comes all the way from Switzerland. He was the silver medalist last year. Travis Pastrana punks him with the double backflip. What about this year?
Wow, that was a really interesting trick. We haven't seen him do that before, and he didn't pull it in practice, so Matt Ribot had something hiding right there. It looked like he kind of corked out flip, and
it did look like a twisted or crossed up flip, and then he throws the legs off, crossing him Indian air. Let's take a look at, see if he maybe goes for the, not an underflip.
It looks like he's going for the underflip, but because he kicks the feet out and tries to Indian air or scissor kick them there, the bike doesn't come around completely. It's so bizarre. Look at the way he takes off here. That's the way he takes off in an underflip. But look at the massive extension he gets in the legs.
And we saw Ribot last year come with the silver and underflip knack.
And we got to tell the folks at home, he is riding with a broken right hand. 3 weeks ago, he broke it, got surgery. He has 6 screws and a plate in the middle of that hand, and it looks like an orange when you take off the glove. It's like a tennis ball.
It looks like it went through the meat grinder. And if you're wondering what he's wearing around his neck, that's a Liate brace. It's a new brace. Oh, moving on up. He takes Jones down. Actually, it's a tie in 89-40 and 88-40. Not a tie. I'm looking at the last numbers. I figured it was very close. But Ribot moves cleanly into second place where he finished last year. Will this be the year that Loza punks him with the Volt? Ribot has been putting it down. The biggest question at X Games and worldwide right now is, will Scott Murray come back to try to nail this? Scott Murray coming back. Will he try the backflip double once again? We're back inside the Staples Center. What about the first timers to X? Kyle Loza first, Todd Potter fourth, Jeremy Lusk fifth, and Scott Murray almost putting down the double backflip. Hello, people. It is Moto X best trick. I hope you are not asleep on the couch, because I don't think it's possible to fall asleep during Moto X best trick. Todd Potter was upset he had to go first. He didn't think he was going to get the scores he deserved. He says he's going to step it up on the second jump and do a look back kiss to death backflip. Let's see if he can do it.
He pulled that thing back down to earth. The thing we fear is nosing in and hitting the front wheel on the top of the dirt. How did Todd Potter pull that one around?
You know, it makes me nervous every time I see a backflip. Now I gotta see double backflips. I gotta see kiss of death, look back backflip. I can just say one thing, I'm glad I'm the announcer.
Oh, he even gets the look back there. I saw the helmet poke down. Let's take a look slower.
Watch the commitment. Bam! Hello, people! Wow! I'm taking a clear look through the dragons right at you. Bam! You can see his eyes looking forward.
He almost bounces off the front fender. Look at that.
The clear,
hanging under 240 pounds of motorcycle.
And the fans looking on, they love it. We love it. The question is, do the judges love it? And I think it's a solid trick. I think all those guys, second, third, and fourth, I think they should all be a little closer to Loza, even though I think, Potter
nice.
over the 90.
You woke the judges up, Cameron. Congratulations.
Well, Todd Potter getting the score he wants. The question is, will Scott Murray be back for another double backflip attempt? Let's check in with Kimberly Pressler for an update.
Guys, Scott Murray is with the medical team and he's getting checked out. He walked there, but he says there's something the matter with his shoulder. Now, I got to speak to him before he took off and he was crying. He says he's very upset because he came here to nail the double backflip and land it, just like his idol, Travis Pastrana. And he's really upset because he doesn't think his bike is going to be able to do that again. He definitely wants to get back out there, but we will keep you updated on whether or not his bike is okay and he is okay. Guys?
Well, thank you, Kimberly. The good news is he walked away. Dang, that new helmet taking a digger. The bike definitely going to have some problems, but you know what? I don't want to. He's the 8th rider, which means there's 7 motorcycles not being used anymore when it's his turn to go. Could he possibly step onto another bike? Riders I've seen do that. Twitch and Potter, they can jump on anybody's bike and go huge. Does Kyle Loza step this thing up? I mean, this is basically, this could be a glory run. He knows what everybody's throwing, and so far he's got him covered.
Oh, he took the safety run. We've seen him do his volt, and he's actually added a heel clicker in the foam pit, but he wanted to play it safe tonight, and well, who can blame him, really?
Well, like I said before he went, there's his buddy Dan Granahan there, helps him out all the time. They ride out at the church in Saddleback, at Saddleback Church, and just a great bunch of people up there, all the Riders for Christ, just awesome people. They're all coming out for the Chris Ackerman demo as well. That's something that's going to be really cool coming up here in Southern California, but
and it just, the Riders for Christ and the militia together. Now, of course, the militia are hanging out, spending as much time at church, I think, with Kyle.
I think it's a great influence. Everybody getting along. We'll be back before too long, and right now it's all about Loza, Potter in second, but more riders are coming, possibly a double backflip. Bring it! We're back at the party that is X Games. What up, people? Loza, Potter, Ribot on top. Only Ribot left to go out of those top 3, but Jones still to go. Lusk, and right now, Jim McNeil, who we saw do a perfect seat grab backflip, but he's going to need to step it way up if he wants to get out of 7th place, Tess.
Oh, he'll need to go huge with this trick to get anywhere close to the medal.
The seat grab backflip with the Indian Air, kicks his feet across, and it looked like he held it a little bit longer. You're kind of giving me the ho-hum look.
No, I'm giving the ho-hum because that will not get him into the top 3. It's a great trick. It's a phenomenal trick. But considering how much everybody has stepped up in just 1 year in this competition, a trick like that would have probably got you in the medals last year just won't cut it this year.
I don't know, I want to mention that the cliffhanger backflip got 3rd place last year, so I don't think that would have got you a medal. He did the seat grab backflip last year. Great execution, out actually getting extended out like a heart attack. So for us, we saw it as a seat grab backflip. The replay shows heart attack, which is a trick that was invented by Kerry Hart, who is in attendance here tonight. He will be riding in the Super Moto competition later in the week, and he wanted to come out and see the double backflip. Remember, he was the first rider to ever throw a backflip, and 85.60 ties him for 6th place, which will not put him in the medal contention, which is a bummer for Mr. McNeil, but of course, you gotta go huge if you're gonna get in the medals for X Games here. And of course, Travis Pastrana not riding here at X Games, Moto X Best Trick, but he will be competing in the rally, and of course, he will be competing in the Moto X Racing against Ricky Carmichael, who's making his first appearance, who will be on the air with us tomorrow night for Step Up. Remember, more Moto all through the week. Jeremy Lusk has a shot at this thing. Let's see if he can put it down.
Well, he definitely pulled the heart attack flip that time. No mistake in the move. Now the challenge for the judges is they don't get to watch any replays. They don't have that luxury. They sit at the side of this jump.
Are you backing up the judges suddenly? Are you on the judges side?
No, I'm just saying, we miss things pretty often, and we get to see it from a lot of angles. But look at that. Look at the extension.
It was a heart attack as well, right?
Very definitely a heart attack.
But again, I don't think that it has a commitment. I don't know. Oh, and he looks back like Potter did.
Oh, yeah, no commitment there at all.
I was just saying it doesn't have the commitment of completely letting the bike flip underneath you, which we saw Biswa do, and we've seen Lust do. I'm wondering why he's. Oh, that is a thing of beauty right there. Now, if the judges saw it the way we saw it, that is something that could come up and knock Rabot and Potter out of their medal positions right now.
Well, not as far out as Potter in the move, but certainly he gets the Indian air, which is an extra part of the trick, and the look back, that was beautiful.
And of course, he's teammates with Todd Potter, and these guys ride together all the time. Wow, 5th place. Well, you got to remember, in 4th place is Adam Jones, who did the first ever stripper backflip.
Yes, it's true.
We just keep tearing it apart, but it's just, there's so many things going on. And speaking of going on, Kimberly Pressler's got another update. Kimberly, what's happened with Scott Murray?
Well, I can tell you right now that he is not going to take his second run with a double backflip. His bike is completely trashed. His cable throttle is broke, his bars are bent, but most of all, his engine is now busted. When you keep a two-stroke wide open like it was out on the floor going around in circuits, it burned the pistons, and he now doesn't even have a motor. So he is not going to take his second run, and I know we're all pretty bummed. And like I said, he wanted to get back out there. Back to you guys.
Well, a healthy Scott Murray had us all a little nervous. He proved he's got the rotation. That's an official lawn dart right there.
He showed us what can go wrong in the double backflip. And that bike, it was coming for him. It was kind of mean.
And it's sitting there wide open. You see right there, X Games personnel running out. First to go to Scott. He sees Scott get up. He goes to try to shut off the motorcycle. All right, stack it up. Jeremy Stenberg's the guy that's coming back from 2 broken legs. He's had some problems. Right now he's sitting in 9th place. He's not familiar with this position.
Well, he pulled off the hand right at the end there.
Both hands off. Was that the classic cheater no-handed lander?
Yeah, the funny thing is, just before competition, you went down to those guys and you specifically said, don't do the cheater handoff. I'm watching for it. And maybe Jeremy was just poking a little fun at you.
Maybe Jeremy wearing the Liate brace as well. I think that's something really cool. His friend Chris Ackerman has had a neck injury, and many people think that this brace is something that will be something that can help riders in the crash. He definitely takes the hands off after the fact, right? I mean, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Cheater. Is that a cheater?
It's definitely a cheating move. I mean, both of his wheels are actually on the ground.
He's smiling because he knows we're talking about it right now.
But remember, when you've got your hands off, you still have to go up the out ramp with that little kink, and it could whip you to the ground in a heartbeat, so that's a brave move.
Right now, this is how they stack up. Stenberg in 9th, not happy about it. We still have a few riders to go, and it will be exciting. I promise, do not go away. All kinds of things possible. With Jones and Rabot still to go, Kyle Loza holding it down for the gold medal as we go away. We'll be right back.
What a night we are having, and don't forget this ramp comes out to play again Friday night, this time with the bikers, BMX Big Air. No win for the bikes, which is a big concern, and that's the Condor, Matt Hoffman. He is back in the competition building. And then we're gonna play a little game of King of the Hill. We're gonna take, different guys from Moto, freestyle, racers, and they're gonna play a little step up. That is all tomorrow, live Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, only right here on ESPN. You're looking at Kyle Loza. He hopes he can hold on to that gold Cam and Tess. You think he's gonna get one?
Well, Sal, at this point, I think someone's really got to pull a rabbit out of their hat to take down Kyle Loza the way the judges appreciated that trick. We all appreciated that trick. This guy, Matt Rabot, silver medalist last year. We know he can bring the heat. He's currently sitting in the bronze position, but you'll remember he's riding with a hand that just recently had a surgically implanted plate. This guy is all healthy, came in as an alternate, didn't have to sweat it all week. All of a sudden, bam, 20 minutes before the comp, he's in the game. Adam Jones brings the heat. He could step it up and take down Loza in the bunch, looking for a Shaolin
and getting it.
The Shaolin backflip is what I was about to say. You see Kyle Loza saying that was rad. A Shaolin is a trick invented by Ronnie Feist. It's a bar hop where you throw your feet through the handlebars and spread them apart, kind of like the splits. He does this upside down.
Let's take good kick. Wow, he gets a huge Shaolin out there. I mean, those legs go way out. Jones, one of the most flexible guys on the tour. Look at how far those legs are poked out.
Now my question to you, Tess. Potter lets go and throws it straight down. He jumps through the front of the bike. Which way is harder?
It's a tough one because trying to manhandle a bike is tough, but when you come back from these tricks, you can hook up your feet on those bars, so the danger is definitely there.
I am very impressed with Adam Jones and what he has done. I would not be surprised to see him vault up into second place, but we will see. Potter is fighting his nails, I'm sure, as is Ribot, but Ribot still has another shot.
Woo,
People
I
don't
need a
forget,
haircut.
one more rider to go. 91, a tie. A tie with Potter, but get this. The way the ties are broken after all the competition is done is by your second highest score. And we know that Potter had the higher score in the first run, so Todd Potter, a first-time X Games athlete, he probably doesn't know that rule.
He looked a little confused.
He looks a
down
little
there.
upset. He's like scratching his head. He's all, wait, we scored the same, and he's on top. I don't know what to do. All right, knowing what to do is experience. Matt Ribot has that experience. Can he take down Loza? Can he take down Jones and Potter? Right now, Ribot on the outside of the medal stand looking in. What do you expect, Tess?
If anyone can take the pressure, it's Matt Ribot. He's been riding for a couple of weeks with a broken hand and pulling out every trick in the book. This is his big chance.
It looks virtually like the same trick we saw in run number 1. Am I mistaken?
Well, it looks like the same trick. And look, dancing Jones and Potter because they think they're sharing a bronze or a
Well,
silver.
something. They're going to share something. I don't think that's going to be enough for Ribot. There's Tim and Teresa Loza. They are the nicest people on the planet. Known them for about 10 years. Love them. And I got to tell you, there has never been a first-timer at X Best Trick to win the gold medal. But I think we've seen it here tonight. Let's take a look back at Ribot's run. Off-access backflip. Going across can-can to a no-legger, so a bit of a different variation. Fast, though. Do you think the judges could catch that?
It was fast, and also, what I'd say is his extension on the last trick, both legs were so straight, and it was a really, really big scissor kick. So this, not as strong for Ribot in my books. It's down to the judges now, but watch these two. Potter's been having so much fun all week long, and Jones enjoying himself too, but Kyle Loza, wow.
Straight out of the OC, dog. What up with that? Little Orange County action.
Wow, he's a
for
quiet
all of us
kid,
Southern California guys. And there's the score, an 88.60. Not as good as his first one. And guess what? Kyle Loza, first-time ever X Games athlete. He has brought the goods, the Volt. So talked about the body varial, and he has done it. It comes out, lands it cleanly. I gotta hear what this kid has to say. Just a great person. Kimberly, what's going on down there with Kyle Loza?
Guys, I am down here with our gold medal winner, Kyle Loza. Now it's your first trip here to X Games. How does it feel to take home gold?
It's awesome. You know, I was just jazzed to be here. And then, I don't know, I didn't even expect to really get gold or anything. I just wanted to come, like, ride and have fun and stuff, and I'm psyched.
Well, you should be psyched because you did an amazing job. Now talk to me about the vault. Took you 2 years to get it down or work on it?
Yeah, I don't know, I've been working on it for a long time, just in the foam pit, like off and on, trying like flips and stuff, and then everyone's like, yeah, just start flipping. I was like, no, I gotta work on this trick. I really felt like I could get it. And then I just got it, so I'm pumped.
And you should be pumped. Congratulations, Kyle Loza, taking home the gold in Best Trick.
Right on.
Well, I'm gonna say that that is a solid effort from a young man. He's an artist, a musician, covered with tattoos. Man, this kid has got some style, and this is how it stacks up. Your top three, Loza on top. Right now they're showing Jones in the silver and Potter with the bronze. Potter's first ever effort as well. Very solid, unbelievable Best Trick. Let's not forget, Freestyle Moto X. The freestyle competition still to come this weekend, people. It's getting good here at X Games. We love you. It's going to be awesome, and we'll see you again soon.
Man, oh man, look at that kid out of Trabuco Canyon, California, Kyle Loza, getting his gold medal. And, well, there's no surprise with what's next.
Amp Energy presents the Drink It Up, Throw It Down, Trick of the Day.
Yeah, you got it. Representing the Hot Rod movie, Kyle Loza with the Volt body varial. It looks like a disco sit and spin, picking up from where Chuck Carruthers left off in 2004 with the Corolla. Kyle Loza. That does not even make any sort of sense, but fortunately able to put it down. I don't understand these kids. They just come out of nowhere and they step up to the plate when they come to the X Games. And what an amazing first night of X Games that we've had tonight. Absolutely incredible. We've given out 2 gold medals already, and guess what? We're gonna keep it moving. Tomorrow night, we're gonna go right back here onto this big air, and we're gonna let the bikes come out and play, as well as it's just gonna be absolutely incredible. I can't believe that I saw Jake Brown able to survive that fall from today in big air.
That's the worst spot he could have.
Fortunately, we hear that Jake Brown has gone to the hospital and he is okay. Fell from like 50 feet in the air. Bob Burnquist getting his first gold medal ever, somehow stepping up to the plate after walking Jake's fall. But look at this kid, Kyle Loza. He is the man. SportsCenter's next.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in action sports.